Now, if you notice the scripture, the Bible only mentions names in this scripture of certain women. They mention Ruth, they mention Rahab, and Salmon begot Boaz. Why did the Bible not put Rahab? Why did the Bible not put Ruth? But the Bible did not put Sarah. Abraham begot Isaac. They didn't tell us about Sarah. Then you need to understand that the people that the Bible put their names is to tell you how bad their past was. And God redeemed their past and used them for something good. Rahab was a prostitute. But simply by that scarlet thread, God wiped out the history of a prostitute and put a prostitute in the lineage of a Messiah because of the scarlet thread. Same thing by Ruth that asked Boaz, please redeem me. By the reason of that prayer, and she was redeemed. That's why the Bible tells Ruth was a Moabitess. The Bible tells us that. Rahab was a Canaanite, a harlot and a Canaanite. So the people whose names were mentioned was to tell us the depth of God's love and the power of his redemption. There was no need to write Sarah. There was no need to write Leah. There was no need. But the ones who had a dirty past, there was a need to write it so that we can know the power of his forgiveness. Salmon begot Boaz by Rahab. In this case, in fact, even David, if you go to David, and Jesse begot David the king, it looks as if it's those lineage, Salmon, Boaz, Jesse. But he said David the king begot what? Solomon by her, who had been the wife of Uriah. You know what David did? He killed another woman's husband because he fell in love with that. And God came with judgment, and that child died with judgment, and David asked for mercy. And amongst all of David's wife, amongst all, God chose the woman of another husband just to show us the depth of his mercy.